Welcome back to New Rockstars. I'm Erik Voss, and Venom Let There Be Carnage's sticky thwips to Spider-Man No Way Home just got stickier with rumors of a mind-blowing Let There Be Carnage post-credit scene, confirmation from Venom 2 director Andy Serkis that Spider-Man and Venom will meet, and Tom Hardy showing up in a Spider-Man No Way Home production hat, while it looks like snacking on some Haribo gummy barins. Hope they're not the sugarless kind, because then we'd be looking at some sticky thwips and thwippy shits. But does any of this confirm Eddie Brock Venom crossing over with Spider-Man in No Way Home, along with all of our favorite Tumblr gifs? I'm gonna break down everything we've just learned and the complicated logic of what Sony is trying to do by thwipping all these characters together. Okay, Sticky Thwip 1. In the past week, preview screenings of Venom Let There Be Carnage have elicited some social media chatter of a reportedly jaw-dropping post-credit scene that you have to see in theaters. But what's weird about this is, journalists and critics who screened the movie early reportedly saw no post-credit scene, which, by the way, for my collection, Sony also did for the first Venom film in 2018. So this post-credit scene may have just been attached to the special fan screening in the UK. Whatever the source of this rumor, it seems like Sony wants die-hard fans to be tweeting about an insane post-credit scene to Let There Be Carnage. Sticky Thwip 2! The movie's director, Andy Serkis, did an interview with IGN who asked him about Venom meeting Spider-Man.
Look, that's the question on everyone's lips. They want to know when Venom is going to meet Spider-Man. Personally, it's never going to happen. I'm only joking. Of course it's going to happen. It's happened. It's going to happen. Of course it's going to happen. But it depends when you want to get there.
In terms of his Venom franchise, Serkis suggested there was more to explore first from other villains in the Ravencroft Institute, as well as Toxin, meaning Detective Mulligan in this movie is confirmed to become the symbiote Toxin, as in the comics. And then Sticky Thwip 3. Tom Hardy met with director Lynn Oding, in which Oding posted to Instagram in his since deleted, wow, maybe because it showed Tom Hardy wearing a production hat from Spider-Man No Way Home. Oh my God, behind those ass-blasting demon bears reflected in the mirror is that? Kidding, this is just a woman taking the photo of this apparently black hat wearing party, or Lid's reunion, who knows. Production gear like this is typically given to cast and crew who worked on the set of a particular film. A star like Tom Hardy could have just picked one up from like a Sony contact or won it in one of those arm wrestling matches that he forces PAs into. I was in Warrior, don't you forget it. Who's next? Oi, Bird Bones, give me that hat. Yeah. But this does indicate Hardy possibly visited the set of Spider-Man No Way Home, either in an acting capacity or maybe even to the film's post-production offices to record audio as the voice of Venom. So is Venom going to be in Spider-Man No Way Home? And what's this super secret game-changing post-credit scene that Sony is entrusting to fans but not to professional critics who could lose their jobs if they were to spoil stuff? Now, I don't want to concern you too much, but you got some enemies out there, my friend, because the Ice Golem and the Fire Knight are just begging for you to defeat them. You can get on that by downloading this video's sponsor, Raid Shadow Legends. Use the links below to download Raid to your mobile phone or your PC. What I like about the game is how you can mix and match artifacts on a champion to totally change the way they fight and adapt them to different parts of the game. And there's a recognizable new legendary champion in-game right now. It's Ninja. He's got a katana, a bow, and an arrow, and he controls both ice and fire. He looks incredible. He is an absolute beast in battle against bosses, especially the spider or clan boss. Every one of his skills has something extra for boss fights, and he gets stronger the longer a battle goes. Ninja is available for free right now, so everyone can get him, but he's only gonna be available until October 15th. He's a super limited edition champion, and once that day comes, you'll never be able to get Ninja again. This month, Raid released a Doom Tower update with 2 new bosses to take on, Astronix the Dark Fae, and Bommel the Dreadhorn, along with other cool updates. This month is packed with awesome events, including one with a brand new feature, Super Raids. Super Raids lets you double up your rewards from hitting dragons and speed up your progress. You don't want to miss this. If you want to get a huge head start in Raid, all you have to do is hit the link in the description or scan my QR code and you'll get an epic hero, Chonoru, who is amazing in the Doom Tower, 200,000 silver, 1 XP boost, 1 energy refill, and 1 ancient shard, so that you can summon an awesome champion as soon as you get in-game. All of this treasure will be waiting for you right here. And once you're in, you can find me in-game under the name New Rock 2020, and if you're fast, you can join my clan. And it's that easy, just click the link in the description and I will see you in the game. Well, I think based on Andy Serkis using future tense to assure Venom and Spider-Man's inevitable meetup, that Eddie Brock and Peter Parker probably will not actually meet face to face in Venom Let There Be Carnage or in its post-credit scene. But when it comes to the timeline of all this, Serkis can only really speak to the Venom franchise and a possible Venom 3 that he might be a part of. So I do think, if we are to trust the excitement of the viewers who reportedly did see this post-credit scene, that the scene might feature some acknowledgement by Venom and or Eddie of the existence of Peter Parker or J.K. Simmons, J. Jonah Jameson in their world. For example, a message from Eddie Brock's Daily Bugle server from this rogue editor, J. Jonah Jameson, saying he's got a huge story and he's got to break off to start an online news show. Or Eddie witnessing Jameson's Peter Parker report from the Far From Home post-credit scene, the one that seemed to be playing on every screen in the No Way Home trailer, which would lead to a brief cameo by Venom in No Way Home. Just because every other sign points to Sony wanting to bring every major Spider-Verse character into No Way Home. And if they can make Alfred Molina Doc Ock and Willem Dafoe Green Goblin work, what's one more? The movie is called No Way Home, and I just think these folks are all gonna wake up to realize that they're now in a slightly altered reality with no clue how they got there, leaving them with literally no way home. Now, you may be thinking, this doesn't really make sense, right? I mean, I wake up most mornings thinking that. The Daily Bugle in Venom's universe is a print newspaper. The one in the MCU is an online InfoWars style show. But weirdly, Venom Let There Be Carnage uses the same Daily Bugle print logo from the Sam Raimi trilogy, and those films already had an Eddie Brock Venom played by Topher Grace. It was just clear that Sony never expected us to overthink it this much from the moment J. Jonah Jameson showed up in the MCU played by J.K. Simmons, a character whose Peter Parker was supposed to be Tobey Maguire, not Tom Holland. Remember back to summer 2019 when we saw J.K. Simmons show up on screen? We all cheered. No one cared about it until we got back to the refrigerator. That's why they call it refrigerator logic. Ever since the Spider-Man No Way Home trailer came out, many of us have assumed that it was Doctor Strange's spell and or Peter Parker tampering with it that caused this multiverse collision of characters from separate film universes, but that doesn't explain Simmons as Jameson, which was already the case before the spell, and is arguably just as weird as Molina returning as Doc Ock. But Marvel and Sony do have a convenient way out when it comes to justifying their multiverse logic, specifically in the way Loki rewrote the rules of all this. Because when Loki ended by breaking up the multiverse, the implication of He Who Remains monologue is that the multiverse was already in the process of fracturing. Several minutes before Loki stabbed He Who Remains, he heard a rumble of thunder and then sensed that the sacred timeline had derailed, which an exterior shot showed us, and he claimed to suddenly have no idea what would happen next.
We just crossed the threshold. But now I have no idea how the rest of this is going to go.
The Loki writers explained time and all of history actually occurs simultaneously from the perspective of He Who Remains. So when it comes to concepts like causality, an event in the past causing an event in the present, that's not how it works when it comes to the TVA and He Who Remains, anyone in the Citadel. The sacred timeline has already been in a state of unraveling for all time always, meaning all past MCU logical lapses could be explained as glitches in the multiverse matrix, leaving us with Mandela effect false memories of Edward Norton and of Terrence Howard, and yes, of J.K. Simmons playing the same man in different universes. Simmons Jameson is proof that the multiverse has already collided, and so Doctor Strange's eagerness to help Peter Parker with that dangerous spell wasn't the origin of the multiverse crisis that's about to take over the MCU, but instead Strange's attempt to fix a multiverse crisis that has already been underway, a fix that is just going to make things worse and nosedive into a multiverse of madness. So the MCU is not about to break into a multiverse. It has already been a broken multiverse since the beginning. Or that might just be how Sony and Marvel oversimplify how Tom Hardy got that free hat to avoid having to pay for a PA's broken bird bones. Support New Rockstars by checking out our merch options at newrockstarsmerch.com. You can follow me on Instagram and Twitter at EA Voss. Follow and subscribe to New Rockstars. Thanks for watching. Bye.